Why nothing feels special anymore. The Japanese wisdom of the seasons. Have you ever noticed how time seems to move faster every year? When you were a child, summer felt endless. A birthday seemed impossible to wait for. The first snowfall felt magical. Calm, the last day of school felt important. Even ordinary days seemed larger somehow. Yet many adults experience something very different. Monday becomes Friday.com. January becomes December. Entire years disappear. And when we look back, we often struggle to remember where the time went. The strange thing is that modern life should feel more exciting than ever. We have more entertainment.com, more technology, more convenience, more choices, more experiences available at any moment. Yet millions of people quietly feel the opposite. Life feels repetitive, calm, predictable, calm, flat. Nothing feels as special as it once did. Many people blame age, others blame work, some blame responsibility. But what if the real reason is something deeper? What if modern life has slowly disconnected us from one of the most important human experiences? The experience of change. For centuries, Japanese culture developed a way of seeing the world that revolved around noticing change. Not resisting it, not escaping it, not controlling it, simply noticing it. And in doing so, people discovered something surprising. The more temporary something is, the more beautiful it becomes. Today we explore a question that affects almost everyone. Why does nothing feel special anymore? And what did the Japanese understand that many of us have forgotten? Chapter 1. When everything becomes normal. Imagine receiving the thing you wanted most. A new phone, a promotion, a new home, a dream vacation.com. At first, it feels exciting. You think about it constantly. You appreciate every detail. Then something happens. A few weeks pass. The excitement fades. The extraordinary becomes ordinary. This pattern appears everywhere. The new becomes familiar. The exciting becomes routine. The special becomes expected. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Humans are remarkably good at getting used to things. This ability helps us survive difficult situations. But it creates another problem. When everything becomes normal, appreciation disappears. And when appreciation disappears, life begins to feel smaller. The tragedy is not that beautiful things disappear. The tragedy is that we stop seeing them. Chapter 2. Why childhood felt different. Think back to your childhood. Why did time feel slower? Why did life feel bigger? Many people assume it was because life was easier. But that is not the whole story. Children experience the world differently. Everything is new. Every experience creates fresh memories. Every season feels distinct. Every year feels different. A child notices things adults ignore. The shape of clouds, the sound of insects, the smell of rain, the colors of leaves, a butterfly crossing a path, a flower growing from a crack in the pavement. Adults still see these things, but often, they do not notice them. Their attention is somewhere else. Tomorrow's meeting, next month's bills, the mistake they made yesterday. The child experiences the world. The adult experiences thoughts about the world. That difference matters, because wonder is born from attention. And attention has become one of the rarest resources in modern life. Chapter 3. The Age of Constant Stimulation. Never before in human history have people consumed so much information. The average person wakes up and immediately reaches for a device. Notifications, messages.com, news.com, entertainment.com, advertisements.com. The brain is constantly receiving stimulation. At first, this seems like progress. More stimulation should mean more excitement, but something unexpected happens. The brain adapts. Just as our eyes adjust to darkness, our minds adjust to stimulation. And once they do, ordinary experiences feel weaker. A quiet walk feels boring. Silence feels uncomfortable. A simple meal feels uninteresting. We become dependent on intensity. The more stimulation we consume, the less sensitive we become. And slowly, ordinary life starts disappearing. Not because it changed, but because we changed. Chapter 4. The Hidden Cost of Convenience. Convenience is one of humanity's greatest achievements. Food arrives instantly. Movies appear immediately. Communication happens in seconds. Almost anything can be delivered to our door. This has made life easier. But it has also removed something important: waiting, anticipation, expectation. For most of human history, people waited. They waited for harvest season. They waited for winter to end. They waited for letters. They waited for celebrations. Today, waiting often feels like a problem to be solved. Yet anticipation is one of the ingredients that makes experiences meaningful. A meal tastes different when you've waited for it. A reunion feels different when months have passed. A season feels different when it only arrives once a year. Convenience removed many forms of waiting, but sometimes it also removed appreciation. Chapter 5: Japan's Obsession with the Seasons. Many countries have 4 seasons. Japan is not unique in that regard. What is unusual is how deeply the seasons became part of daily life. Seasonal foods, seasonal festivals, seasonal flowers, seasonal decorations, seasonal poetry, seasonal art, seasonal traditions. For centuries, Japanese culture encouraged people to notice subtle changes. The first cherry blossoms, the first fireflies, the first autumn leaves, the first snowfall. These moments were not considered insignificant. They were considered important because they reminded people of something easy to forget: life is constantly changing. And if life is constantly changing, then every moment is unique. Chapter 6: The Lesson of Cherry Blossoms. Every spring, millions of people gather beneath cherry blossom trees. Families, friends, children. To an outsider, this can seem strange. After all, they are only flowers, but the blossoms carry a deeper message. They are beautiful because they do not last. If cherry blossoms remained all year long, people would stop noticing them. Their rarity creates appreciation. Their temporary nature creates meaning. The Japanese have long understood this. Impermanence is not the enemy of beauty. Impermanence creates beauty. The same is true for life. A conversation matters because it ends. A season matters because it changes. A moment matters because it cannot be repeated. The things we treasure most are often temporary. Chapter 7: Why Nothing Feels Special Anymore. Modern life has become remarkably consistent. The same temperature indoors, the same screens, the same apps, the same routines, the same environment. Many people spend more time looking at digital spaces than natural ones. And digital spaces rarely change. Nature changes constantly. A tree is never exactly the same. A sunset is never exactly the same. A season is never exactly the same. But when our attention shifts away from nature and towards screens, we experience fewer of these changes. Life begins to feel repetitive. Not because the world stopped changing, because we stopped watching it change. Chapter 8: The Forgotten Art of Anticipation. One reason childhood felt magical was anticipation. Waiting for summer, waiting for birthdays, waiting for holidays, waiting for snow. Waiting created emotional value. Today, almost everything is available immediately. Entertainment.com, shopping.com, information. Convenience has reduced anticipation, but anticipation is part of happiness. The Japanese celebration of the seasons preserves this feeling. People wait for cherry blossoms, wait for autumn leaves, wait for the first warm day of spring, wait for winter snow. The waiting itself becomes meaningful, because happiness often begins before the event arrives. Chapter 9: Learning to Notice Again. The solution is not moving to Japan. The solution is not abandoning technology. The solution is much simpler. Notice more. Pay attention to the weather. Pay attention to changing light. Pay attention to the trees. Pay attention to ordinary moments. The goal is not to create a more exciting life. The goal is to experience the life you already have. Most beauty does not arrive dramatically. It arrives quietly and leaves quietly. The problem is not that beauty disappeared. The problem is that we became distracted. Final chapter: Nothing was wrong with life. Many people spend years searching for something new, a new achievement, a new relationship, a new city, a new experience, believing the next thing will finally make life feel meaningful again. Sometimes it does, but only briefly. Because the problem was never a lack of experiences. The problem was a lack of attention. Japanese culture offers a different perspective. Instead of constantly seeking something bigger, it encourages us to notice something smaller. The changing seasons, the falling blossom.com, the evening sky, the sound of rain, the warmth of tea, the quiet moments that pass unnoticed. Perhaps nothing feels special anymore, because we have stopped noticing what is already special. And perhaps the answer is not finding something new. Perhaps the answer is learning to see the world again. Thank you for listening.